Hey girlies, what is up? Welcome back to the Girly Girl podcast. It's Carmen, obvi, in case you didn't know. But hello, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. You already know the drill. We're just going to start out with best and worst of the week. But in case you didn't know, today we're talking about gossip, fake friends, how to not give a fuck, and how to stop letting people negatively impact you, and more life lessons that you really need to know. But of course, first, we're just going to do the best and worst of the week. So for me, the best of the week was that I just felt a lot less anxious and stressed. This week, I was a lot more comfortable in school, and I talked about this in my last episode, just like about anxiety and stuff, how I was feeling really anxious about going back in person, but I mean, all is well, like I knew it would be. It's just, but so that was really good that this week just felt better, and I'm happy about that. And yeah, we had some good feels this week, but also another thing, worst of the week was just like drama and gossip, and that really inspired me to actually record this episode because I just think it's super important to like talk about this stuff. And I feel like as high schoolers or middle school or like college kids, it's really easy to get wrapped up into drama and like petty gossip, So I thought might as well just talk about it because I know I've been going through it this week and I'm sure a lot of other people have as well. So I just wanted to share my tips, my experience, and yeah, pretty quick best and worst of the week. I feel like there's not much to say without giving away like everything else I'm going to say in the episode. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty good week. Let me know how you guys were doing. You can DM me, comment on a post, comment on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and just let me know because I would love to know. But yeah, as I said, today's like main topic, gossip, seeing if your friends are genuine or not, how to like care less about what other people think, how to let other people stop affecting you as much. And of course, just some little other life lessons sprinkled in that I've learned over my 17 years. I was going to say over this past week, but that kind of is true. But, we'll just say 17 years because that sounds more professional. But pretty much over the past week, okay? Today I've learned, not today, sorry. Over this past week, I've learned quite a bit, okay? And you're just going to get to hear all of it, so make sure you stay to the end so you can get all the goodness. I don't know. Speaking of that, I'm really hungry. It's currently 5 p.m. on a Friday. This is just like a little life update. I'll be quick. So, as many of you may or may not know, both of my siblings, my twin sister and my younger brother, go to boarding school, and they had been online since Thanksgiving break, and they finally went back today. So I'm an unofficial only child now until they come back for spring break. So that's exciting and kind of sucks. But then this weekend I am home alone. So party time. Just kidding. I don't like people, But this weekend I actually have a lot to do. But I have to watch my dog, to watch the cat, do a bunch of podcast stuff, obviously, it's entrepreneurship stuff, ACT tutoring, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, anyway, back to it. Quote of the week. Okay, this is not really a quote, it's more of a poem, I think. It might not be a poem. It kind of sounds like one, though, so I guess we'll see. But it says, "Seeds of the piercing words you said grew forests in my doubtful head, but I cleared them when I finally saw your inner battle is not my flaw." Like, okay, cute. So, as I said, I think this is a poem. It kind of rhymes. I haven't read it out loud till just now. Found it on Pinterest. No one cares, but I'm telling you. And I think this quote is really important for this week's topic because I think it's so easy to think that if people are talking bad about you or if someone is gossiping or making up rumors about you, whatever, that it means there's something wrong with you and that you need to fix something, when in all actuality, it's a lot of it is due to another person being insecure or bored with their life or not loving themselves. So I thought that was important, and just realizing that a lot of people, if the things they do, it's as in a reaction or like in a coping way to something they're struggling with, and that it's really not your fault and it's actually not about you. I thought that was really cool and really well said. This poem kind of reminded me of something funny that my A-Push teacher does. She started doing this like a week or two ago, but every day before class, she'll read us a poem. Is it related to history? No, it is not. But it is pretty funny. The other day, she actually did a dramatic reading. She said she had the poem memorized. She did not. She got like maybe one stanza in, but she started acting it out, and I started crying. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But anyway, this just reminded me of her because, I mean, it's a poem, and she's been acting out some poems. She is very quirky. She's really cool, though. I like her. But yeah, hope you like the poem. I like the poem. But anyways, don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. You already know. I say this 2 times in every episode because it's my podcast, so I can do whatever I want. But yeah, make sure you do that because I know. I'm kidding. I don't. But like, whatever. Also, before we get into it, I'm going to take a quick water break and then I'll be right back. Are you interested in starting a podcast but don't know where to begin? I've been there too. Just use Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Not to mention, it's free. And who doesn't love free stuff? As teenagers, we need something that is easy to use and accessible. That's why Anchor is everything you need to start a podcast. Anchor will distribute your amazing pod to all the best podcasting platforms. Download the free Anchor app now or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm to get started. And I'm back! Hey guys, what's up? In case you forgot. Okay, so I just want to start off with like my experience with gossiping in school, friends, whatever. And I'm just going to start out with like just these past 2 weeks of being back in person and school, and I think that's a good starting place, so we'll just start there. How many times did I just say start? A lot, okay? But when I got back in person, I honestly forgot like how much people gossip, especially people at my school. I mean, I'm sure people gossip everywhere, and it's literally over the dumbest things. Like when I was online, how would I know what was going on, and also I deleted Snapchat, so I didn't know. But like people talk about the stupidest things and care so much about other people's lives, and I honestly just truly do not understand. Like, why do you care? Why is this such a big deal? And why are we even talking about this? Like, who cares? And I mean, I don't know. And obviously I've never like, not never, but obviously I've never like, oh my God, why can't I speak? Obviously I've not always had that mindset. I mean, in middle school and like freshman, sophomore year, pretty much till the past year, if I'm being honest, TBH. But I used to be a really big gossiper. Literally, it was like water for me. Like I needed it to survive, drink it, slurp. That's a weird word, but and I go to a small private school, right? So everything gets around super fast. So everyone knows everything. Literally, I remember when I broke up with my first boyfriend, everyone knew in my next class. It wasn't even like 30 minutes later and everyone knew. It's like that. Things get around really fast. And yeah, but I would gossip, honestly, because I was bored and I had nothing interesting going on. There's nothing really interesting about me. And it was really not because like I actually cared who so-and-so was dating or what someone else was doing. It was more just because I was bored with myself and what I was doing, and I felt like I had to compensate for that by like finding something interesting to talk about, like what someone else was doing, like who someone else is dating, like what they have been doing, like some quote-unquote scandal, even though it's like high school, like how scandalous can you be, like besides like getting pregnant or something, which like I don't know. But yeah, and I had lots of friends, or there would be lots of people that I would just be friends with for the sole purpose of gossiping. Like, we weren't even really real friends, and we would just talk about other people. And this kind of relates to an event, not an event, but like a series of actions that inspired this episode, but just that my sister and a friend of mine have been like gossiping about people, about each other, about me. Literally, I was in the bathroom. My bathroom connects to my sister's room. So, like, and she talks very loudly, if you couldn't tell from our episode together. And they were both like talking about me or whatever, which I mean hurt my feelings. But also, I mean, I guess it was better that they were talking about it than like talking to other people. But I mean, it just makes me uncomfortable when you tell someone something in private, like in confidence, and then they go out and tell people. I think that's really hurtful and really rude, honestly. And I mean, I understand it can be like hard to keep a secret, but if you don't think you can keep a secret, tell people like, hey, don't tell me this. I can't keep secrets. Like, I've had to do that because I'll be honest, I'm not very good at keeping secrets. I will literally tell people if someone's about to tell me something, I say, no, nope. I will literally feel like I have to tell someone, so don't tell me if you don't want this, like, getting around, Which, I mean, I probably need to work on that, but I think the least you can do is, like, let people know, like, hey, I'm not the best at keeping secrets, but, like, so you don't have to tell me. But, I mean, if they're your real friend, you should. But anyway, back to friends and stuff. I had people that I would just be friends with just because of gossiping, and I like to call these people, fake friends, okay? Not because they're, like, fake, but just because the friendship is not really built on a solid foundation. It's built on us talking about other people. It's built on drama. It's built on a bunch of things going on. And personally, I feel like real friends talk about real life, talk about their problems, what's going on with them, what they've been doing, not what everyone else is doing, and who all the girls in your grade are dating or whatever. And honestly, I think it's okay, like, if you're with your friends to, like, obviously you're going to talk about people. And, I mean, that sounds bad saying it, but, like, I mean, how do you have not, like, gossiping, but, like, talking about, okay, this just sounds bad, but you know what I mean. But, like, if that's the entirety of your friendship is built on gossip, then it won't last. I mean, I had this friend who we became really close freshman year. And it was honestly only because we both really liked to gossip and we both would talk about people, and that was pretty much all we would talk about. So it wasn't a very strong friendship, and it definitely did not last, and it didn't end on good terms. And I mean, it was just not good vibes. But, if you're going through that, then it's okay. And honestly, also, I think it's important to realize about people, like, if these people you're quote unquote friends with talk about a bunch of other people who they say they're friends with, like, behind their backs, then they're probably talking about you too. I think that's, like, important to keep in mind, like, in the back of your head, just so you might want to be cautious about what you tell them, or even if it's gotten really bad, like, stop being friends. I mean, I know I've had people who I mean, not stop being friends, but, your friendship, like, kind of falls apart, I guess. I don't know. Just, like, if someone tells you something in confidence, you shouldn't be telling other people. I think that's, I literally hate that. But I think it's important to keep in mind, if you're, like, a little iffy with someone, you don't want to go telling someone your whole life story, every single problem that's going on with you. Like, I get it. Some of us want attention from other people, but honestly, if you don't want it getting around, then I think you can tell which people you should and shouldn't tell, I mean, we all have those friends which we know, like, we can't tell them shit. I mean, I know that's, like, most like a good amount of my friends that we just like to keep it light, and I mean, I don't really tell them things that I wouldn't want, like, getting around. But I mean, these friends that are toxic, or like fake friends, and that are pretty toxic, can make you feel really insecure. And I think gossip also does that, because it can make us all feel pretty self-conscious and down. So I'm going to share some of my tips, my best tips, best practices, life lessons for how to not give a fuck and how to stop letting people impact you so much and have such a large and like insert other word for large effect on you. And yeah, so here they are. But number one, if they aren't your friend, then their opinion of you does not matter. Okay, I think this is a really important one that I probably learned sometime in high school. Definitely not like middle school or anything. But like, if someone's talking bad about you and you're not close friends with them, you've really never talked to them before, and they're saying all this crap about you, then who cares? Because what do they know? I mean, I've had a friend who had these people talking about her. She hadn't talked to them for over a year, and both of them were talking bad about her and saying all these mean things, which I mean is so stupid because I mean, it's bad talking about like your friends behind your back and talking about it with other friends. But I mean, if you're talking about other people that you don't even know, like that's just rude. I mean, come on, seriously. And if someone's talking badly about you and you're not good friends with them, then like literally let it breeze over your head, okay? I know this might seem hard, but like honestly, it's not life changing, and I promise you, you're gonna forget about it. And also a big thing, don't hold grudges against people. I mean, we all change. I have a friend who holds a grudge against a lot of people. You know, she can be petty at times, but so she can be petty, but I notice she gets always so like wound up and obsessed with what everyone is saying. And compared to me, who, if someone's saying something bad about me, I honestly, truly, I don't care, okay? Like, I want people to think highly of me, of course, but I know that not everyone's gonna like me, and I think that's okay. That's not a bad thing, and that's not, like, something against you. It's just, like, we all vibe with different people, and that's totally okay, and that's cool, you know? But people who hold grudges just let, like, things that really don't matter get in the way of maybe becoming friends. I mean, I've had friends, but a lot of people who I'm friends with, their first impression of me is always, they'll say, oh, I thought you were a bitch, which I mean, all great friendships start on that, right? Anyways, but I think I just give off that vibe, I guess, just because I really don't like deal with bullshit. And if you're someone who's like full of BS, then I'm really not going to talk to you, and I really don't want to be your friend, you know? But yeah, just don't hold grudges against people. We all change. I mean, think about yourself like from a few years ago versus now. I mean, we all dress differently. Obviously, middle school was not a vibe. We all act differently. We've all learned different things. I mean, you're not going to stay the same forever. And if you think about how much you have grown and how much you have changed over the past years, think about how much these other people have grown and changed. Because, I mean, we all change. So, like, you can't just think that you're the only one who does, and therefore this person who was mean to you in middle school is now going to be mean to you in high school. I mean, yes, some people don't change that much, but I think it's always good to give someone the benefit of the doubt and not to hold a grudge against someone for something they said or did freshman year when you're like a junior or a senior. Because, like, dude, if you're seriously so worried about that, then I think you have other problems going on and might want to go see a therapist. But, like, who cares? It's not life-changing. Honestly, if you think about, let's do a thought experiment, okay? Let's say we're all back in middle school, okay? Or if you're in middle school, whatever, you're younger than you are now. Can you, like, think of something that someone said that was bad about you and that you still care about or that really matters? I mean, honestly, I can maybe think of, like, one or two things off the top of my head, but do they matter? No, they do not. And I think that's also related to like embarrassing things. I mean, I say this all the time. I literally fall on my face like more than the average person probably should. But like, honestly, looking back, it's more just like funny than it is like, oh my gosh, this is life changing. This is so embarrassing. And I think that's just related to what other people say too. And also, people's thoughts and opinions change. So don't hold someone to like some insane standard, you know? And also, I think that this next thing kind of relates to the quote of the week. It's just that people are insecure and like to pick on other people to make themselves feel better. And I don't know why this is a thing. I really don't. I wish I could tell you why. But I think if I were to guess, I would say that people, when they feel insecure, feel like they have to compensate for something else. They have to be bigger than they are or bigger than they think they are. So they like to act all tough, act all cool, and then bringing other people down maybe makes them feel more satisfied and like everyone isn't doing great, or just because, or maybe they think like I'm not doing great, so that means no one else can be doing great or no one else should be succeeding, you know? And I just want to read the quote again because I really like it and I think it's important for this lesson, especially. I say quote, but it's the poem. But it is, seeds of the piercing words you said grew forests in my doubtful head, but I cleared them when I finally saw your inner battle is not my flaw. And I think that's important to realize that what other people going through is not your fault. And this is like a bigger lesson in life, but you don't have control over anyone but yourself. And if anyone else is blaming you for something they feel or something they did, that is bullshit. It is all up to them. They have the power to do whatever they want, and it is not your fault. Literally at all, no matter what anyone says. And I promise you that. I mean, you hear people say all the time, you only have control over like yourself. So you can't, I mean, of course you can impact and change people, but you don't have control over what they say or what they do. And yeah. But people are insecure. I mean, we're all like insecure in our own ways, some more than others. Some people feel like they have to make up for something. They have to be the big macho man. But honestly, don't let that get to you. I promise you it's nothing like against you, nothing about you. It's more like something else they're struggling with. I mean, someone's talking bad about you, maybe like if you're a confrontational person. I mean, I know I'm not, but like if you are, go ham. But like you could walk up to them and just be like, hey, like how are you doing? Are you okay? Like is there anything you're struggling with? Like do you need help with something? And maybe they'll be like, hey, yeah, I'm actually going through blah 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 blah. And then you just like help this person, you know? Even though someone might be rude to you or say nasty things about you, I don't think that means you need to reciprocate that behavior. I mean, this is something that we learn like in kindergarten, like the golden rule, you know, treat others how you want to be treated. But I really think that's just so important, no matter how cheesy it sounds. But just like, if someone's being a bitch to you, you do not have to be a bitch back. I mean, kill them with kindness, you know? Feel like that was like a Demi Lovato song or Selena Gomez, like kill him with kindness, kill him with kindness. Okay, I don't know, but like, you know, you get it. And I mean, honestly, like if I hear someone talking about me, I'll be really nice to them the next day, even though, yeah, it hurt my feelings that they were talking about me, especially if it's like a friend of mine. That always hurts. But also, I think the best thing you can do is like go up to someone, talk to them, ask them why. Maybe there's like a deeper feeling behind it, especially if it's like one of your friends that is gossiping about you or saying bad things about you. It's probably related to something else and maybe some struggle you're having with the friendship but hadn't tackled, you know. I think it's always important to like communicate with your friends and just like keep up with them, check in on them, make sure they're okay. I mean, if you think about it, think about how many times you wish like you had a friend there, you had a friend asking if you were okay, or like you were at school and you were wondering if anyone even noticed that you were sad or that something was going on, you know? And I think that's why it's always so important to check in on the people that really matter to you, and even check in on the ones that you aren't even close with. Like if you see someone in school looking sad, someone sitting by themselves, try to like be nice, try to start up a conversation. Even if you don't ever talk to them again, I mean, you could honestly be making their day, and I think that's really important. Overall lesson, just be kind to other people, even if you don't want to be. I know there's times when I literally want to rage and like hit someone, you know, but like I try not to. I mean, I don't like hit people, you know, but I think it's always best to try to be our best selves. Obviously, you can't be your best self all the time because no one's perfect. I'm literally like quoting song lyrics. Now we got Hannah Montana. Nobody's perfect, but I'm like tone deaf. God, do you hear that? But I gotta work it, something to da-na-na-na-na. Nobody's perfect. Honestly, I don't even know the words. Whatever. Okay, next thing. Because apparently I go on tangents. Who knew, right? What a shock to literally everybody. If you listen to this since episode 1, you know I like to go on little tangents that I don't know if they make sense. Okay, they make sense in my head, but like maybe not to other people. Also, okay, one thing before I go to the next one. So today, whenever I've been going on TikTok, there's just like my one video. Literally, I've gotten 400 followers on TikTok today from a video I posted like 2 weeks ago, which is just like, I don't understand, because I swear I had one good video and then like now none of my other videos are gonna do well, which is just like stupid and annoying. But like, does anyone else feel that way? Like you have to live up to a certain expectation, but then you just like don't meet it, so then you're sad. No? Cool. This relates to something else too. I promise I'm going back to it. Just give me a sec. In my English class, we had to listen to a podcast about writer's block, and it was saying how writer's block, oh, I cannot talk today. Writer's block is technically not a thing, and it is more just like a feeling that you have to live up to this expectation and be as good as you were last time. And it therefore like prevents you from doing other things because you are always trying to be better and you're not willing to fail or to do something really poorly until you get something that's actually good. And I think that just related to that, not to gossip, but like whatever I said before, I literally just forgot what I said. You know the vibes. Friday night, I'm hungry. I feel like I've said that like 3 times. I'm hungry and I have to feed my dog. Ah! Screech. Okay, anyway, back to it. We're gonna move along, chugga on the train. I'm sorry, I feel literally so unfocused. I'm sorry if this is like a chaotic episode. I mean, it's like not, but like I don't even know. Okay. But okay. Who? Ma. Okay. You're a bad bitch, okay? You are. And don't go shaking your head on me, okay? You are. So don't deny it, okay? You're a bad bitch. You're rockin'. You're swag. What's another word? You're immaculate. You're divine. You're splendid. I don't know, other words. You're a rock star. You're a star. All of the above, okay? And you get to choose how you want to live your life, how you're going to let things affect you. And I mean, obviously this is like easy to say, hard to do, as with most things in life. But you get to choose how things affect you. You get to choose how much time you're spending on something, how much time you spend thinking about what someone said, thinking about like what someone did that affected you. I mean, I think I talked about this in the anxiety episode, but it's important to give attention to like the good things and things you're excited about and things that went well, not just things you're anxious about or things people said or things people have said about you or things that people say about other people. I mean, that's all just like junk that's floating around in your mind. It's like a fog, you know? We want to get through the fog, okay? So we're going to focus on the good things. I mean, you can do this. You can journal, meditate, do yoga, talk to people, write down a bunch of good things that happen each day. Write down things you did today. Even if you didn't do like actual things, maybe you can say like, today I made myself lunch. Today I finally got out of bed. Today I took a shower. Whatever. It doesn't have to be like, today I recorded a podcast episode. Today I went to school. Today I did my hair. Today I did my makeup. Whatever. No, it doesn't have to be big things. Just like write down your mini accomplishments. I promise you it'll make you feel better, a lot more grounded. I mean, I feel like on this podcast I talk a lot about feeling grounded, feeling balanced, and I definitely think gossip and talking about people really just like tips the balance. And I don't want to play like innocent over here because I have definitely had my fair share of talking about people and saying rude things about friends or people that I don't really know. And yeah, I mean, we all do it. That doesn't mean it's okay, but I'm here to say that I understand. I can relate to you, but I also know how it feels to be on the receiving end, and it really does. It really sucks. And I think that might just also help you realize, like, if you gossip all the time, like, think about how it feels to have someone talk about you, especially if it's like a close friend or someone you thought you were good friends with or someone you thought like liked you or something. You know, it feels pretty shitty, and it feels like you're all alone, which I don't think is true, but I mean, that's just how it feels. So I think that's important, like, to just focus on the good things, focus on everything that's going right, focus on your friends that you know you can count on, you know, focus on the people that you love, your family, your best friends, your animals, your pets, internet friends, whatever. It doesn't have to be people at school. I mean, honestly, people at school truly suck. So you can make friends other places. Even if you aren't someone who has like a million friends, you don't need a bunch of friends. You just need a few good ones, and that's okay. And I know that I don't have a big friend group, right? I just have a few people that I'm close friends with, and that's perfectly fine with me. But focus on the good, focus on everything that you have, and I promise you, things will feel better, things will get better, and it'll be okay. I promise you. I don't know what that was. That was a weird accent. Currently getting a headache right now. I'm literally so exhausted. This week has been so exhausting. I haven't talked about that. But like, I'm very, very tired. Probably won't go to bed for a while. It's literally still like, it's not even 6 p.m. Me saying, I'm gonna go to bed. But no. Okay. Second reminder of the day. You ready? Are you sure? Nod your head yes. Okay, now we're all nodding. Cool. But don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. If you want to leave a review and don't know how, DM me and I will show you. So yeah, but you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Sadly, you can't do it on Spotify, but you can definitely follow the pod on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Do all of that, and yeah, you'll be good to go. You won't miss out on any other episodes. And in case you haven't, make sure you binge all my other episodes because they are good as shit, okay? Great tips, super helpful, super information packed. Kind of. No, they are. They are. I'm like, it sounds like I'm joking, but like I'm not. I give lots of good tips. Your 17-year-old therapist over here, But yeah, just some, like, a few other, life lessons, I guess, that I have learned is, well, not like life, not like, what am I trying to say? I don't know, but I'll just say it anyway. Oh my god, why can't I talk today? Okay. Don't let the petty gossip get to you, okay? This is just like, I feel like a school thing, a social media thing. I didn't even talk about gossip on social media, but literally it's all so petty. It's all so stupid. I mean, I think it's so easy to get so wrapped up in everything and think everything is such a big deal and everything is so important. It's so important right now, like that it really matters. But like, honestly, it doesn't. And truly, who cares? I mean, there's so many things going on that I just don't understand why people care or why it's anyone's business. I mean, I think the internet has like kind of not taught us, but like made it seem like we need to know a bunch of things about everyone's lives, which I mean is not true. And I'm not saying that gossip is just brought upon by the internet, but I think it's a lot easier to find like gossip. I mean, you see celebrity gossip, gossip on your friends, on people's private stories, on Snapchat, whatever. Like people talk about other people all the freaking time, but don't let it get to you. Even if you need to, avoid it, okay? You can do this by, if you really want to, deleting a social media. You can also, even if you know specific people who gossip about other people, don't look at their stories. You can unadd them. You can do whatever. If you're at school and someone starts talking about someone else, you can tell them like, hey, stop, that's not cool. Leave this situation. Whatever, you don't have to be around it. If you don't think you can like help yourself from gossiping, leave, okay? It's like when I don't know if your parents ever told you this, but like if you're like fighting with your sibling over like something stupid, just leave and like calm down. And like, you know, I mean, obviously you don't like need to calm down, but like, you know what I'm saying. It's, don't let the petty gossip get to you. I promise you it won't mean anything in the next year, 5 years, even in the next week, okay? Literally, no one cares. People are so obsessed with themselves and what's going on with themselves that they are not going to care about something that happened to you freshman year, okay? No one gives a fuck. I promise you. People love themselves. People are like worrying about themselves. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, probably, or at least for me, most of my thoughts are about like something I did, something I said, some effect I had on someone, not about like what one of my friends have done, what some random kid at school has done. No, I'm thinking about myself. And I think if you just think about it, pay attention to how much you think about what other people are doing versus what you think about what you're doing. And I think that will just like help you to really think about that petty gossip really doesn't matter and that you don't need to know all of it. I mean, honestly, who cares? It's not a big deal. This is high school, this is middle school, whatever. No one cares. It's not a big deal. The next thing is that you should keep genuine friends and not the ones who want to just talk negatively about you or others. And I think this can be kind of hard and difficult to like think about, but just like it's important to keep people in your lives that spread positivity, that make you feel good about yourselves. I mean, you really don't want to be keeping friends that are toxic and maybe say bad things to you, maybe never compliment you, always look for them attention themselves, always turn the conversation to themselves. We don't want this. We want genuine friends. We want people who aren't always talking about everyone else, always talking like about themselves. We want people who interact with us, ask us how we're doing, have real conversations. And I think that's important, to have like a genuine friend, a genuine friendship. I mean, this can even be with like a family member, someone online, a teacher, I don't know. Like, it doesn't have to be some kid from school. It can be anyone. And I think that's important. And I really don't think you need to stay in a toxic friendship just because you're worried about what the other person is going to say. I mean, honestly, if you're worried about that, then it probably is a toxic friendship. I actually have an episode about toxic friendships. I think it's like friend breakup or friends and friendship. I don't know. It's somewhere down there if you just scroll down. But I talk a lot more about toxic friendships. So if you're interested in that and want to learn more about my experience with toxic friends and just how I've dealt with that and how it's affected me. Definitely listen to that after this episode is over. And yeah, next thing is removing negativity from your life also means removing the bad friends too. And this relates to what I already said, but just that negativity isn't like just like something one person says like one time or something you might say to yourself. It can be like a whole, maybe it's just some person that gives you bad vibes, makes you always feel bad about yourself, makes you feel self-conscious, makes you feel like you're not good enough. No, we want to cut them out, okay? And this is not toxic. I know some people might think it's like toxic to cut people out, but like if they're not being a good friend, if they don't care about you, if they're only worried about themselves, and if they make you feel insecure, if they bully you, if they verbally abuse you, no, I mean, it's perfectly fine to cut people off, and I don't think there should be such like a stigma around it. I mean, you break up with a boyfriend or girlfriend, so why can't you break up with a friend, you know? And I mean, friendships are relationships, and so you need to try to be genuine, tell them how you're feeling, and don't let gossip run everything, you know? I promise you, everything will be a-okay. So make sure you check out all the links in the description of this episode to find my blog, newsletter, email, etc. And then if you want to see me more throughout the week, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok at the Girly Girl Podcast. And also you can subscribe on YouTube if you prefer to listen to the episodes there. But I mean, you don't really have to. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. I really hope this helped. And also, if you have any episode suggestions or requests, feel free to DM me on Instagram or to comment on one of my posts. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And I'd love to do something that you're interested in or that you need help with. I'm actually posting a TikTok later tonight asking people for suggestions. I mean, I realize now that I probably should have waited to record this till after, but I mean, I just think this was such an important topic and really relevant, at least for me, or just the general age of being in high school and being in middle school. I think it's really important just to know how to deal with gossip, how to deal with rumors, how to deal with people talking about you, how to deal with fake friends, whatever, just all of that. I think that's really important. And I really wish when I was a freshman that I knew all about this. So that's just what I'm trying to do, trying to help you out with that. But yeah, happy Monday, happy other day of the week if you're listening. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, an amazing rest of your day. And remember that you're a bad bitch and what other people say doesn't matter. Your opinion reigns supreme. And yeah, people are insecure and like to make other people feel bad. And that's on period. Okay, love y'all so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye!